Good morning guys, welcome to Los Phoenix Gaming. Today I'm back on Forza Motorsport 7 having a look at the Forzathon challenges for the third week of March. First off, we have What a Life in the fast lane. Complete 3 laps at Nurburgring in a Koenigsegg manufactured car, that's for the 2012 Porsche. Then we have Time to Compete. Get out and race. Win a race at Sebring Short in a Vauxhall manufactured car. And then complete a race in Rio in a Sport Touring Icons Division car. That's for the 30,000 credits. From there we have Manufacture Detail. Keep it legal. Complete a race at Dubai in a Mercedes AMG manufactured car. Complete 2 laps at Long Beach Full in a Ford manufactured car. And finally, win a race in a Volkswagen manufactured car. That's for the Moto Gear. So what I'll do is I'll leave the Nurburgring for the time being. I'll put that on at the end and I'll get the other stuff out of the way. So let's jump into Time to Compete and let's have a look at the Sebring. So here I am at the Sebring. It's only the short circuit up against an Aston Martin by the look of it, and I've got the Vauxhall Astra. This is the VXR edition. I've got this decked up like a police car. I used it the other week for a Forzathon challenge. And it's actually quite a nice car. It's the sports rally version of a road car, which is still road legal, so that's actually quite cool. But I'm on the short circuit at Sebring, which is an old circuit. Dates back to the 1950s. It's one of the oldest race tracks to be continuously used within America, and built originally as an army airfield back during World War II. It's well known for 12 Hours of Sebring, for its endurance races, and being the location of the IMSA Championship as well. So it's a pretty big circuit. I'm only on the short run this one, so it shouldn't take too long to get round. And I've got John Iwana. It's got a Turn 10 logo next to it, so I wonder, does that mean they work for Turn 10, or is this available for anyone to put on? I'm going to have a look at that after I've done all these races. I'm going to have a look, because it'd be quite cool if I'm driving against a driver tar from Turn 10, who are the guys who make Forza. So that'd be quite interesting. One minute 31 round the track. Absolutely floored it. Let's see what time this Aston comes in at. The Aston Martin Vantage came in about 3 seconds slower than me, so I'm not doing too badly considering I'm an A class. That's an S class, so not bad at all. That's the pop-ups. Yes, I do like the tune, because this is a modded car. This is modified. I've modded it. It's got a bit more power than it probably should have, but never mind. Into Forzathon. Complete a race at Rio in a Sports Touring Icons Division car. Okay, Rio. It's a nice circuit. Some good views, and it doesn't usually take too long to get round it, so I'm going to have a quick look and see what I can do. Here we are. It's Rio, and I'm in the BMW. In particular, it's the BMW M3, which is a really nice car. Normally, when it comes to BMs, I tend to go for the i8s, the M5s when playing Forza, but I do like the M3. It's really nice. And Rio, very nice. I'm racing around Rio, which obviously real place in Brazil. You can see all the icons. You can see them, Sugarloaf Mountain up there. As you go around further, you can see you've got the big Jesus statue up on the mountain. Name I can't remember, but this is a fictionalised circuit. This circuit doesn't actually exist as a racetrack in the real world, but of course Rio is real. And I'm in the M3, which is a lovely car. It's BMW. It's from the M end of the range, so it's actually an M power car, which is really nice. I think they started making these back in about 85, and they're just absolutely gorgeous cars, absolutely gorgeous. But that was a really quick lap. You can see what I'm saying. I've got the landmarks up the top there. But yeah, against John Iwana again in a Ford Mustang, coming in about 4 seconds behind. Well, 3 to 4 seconds, depending whether you believe the lap or the total. But that's that one out of the way. Pop-ups. You made progress in time to compete, and I've completed time to compete. Fantastic. So into the Forzathon screen, let's get me credits. 30,000. Credits offer you the ultimate in financial freedom. Use them to buy upgrades, cars, or in the race shop to buy mods, driver gear, badges and more, which in my case is mostly mods. Skipping the Nurburgring for the time being, I'm going to look at Dubai. So it's Dubai in an AMG Mercedes car. Righty. So here I am, I'm in the AMG GTR. Absolutely brilliant car. Absolutely brilliant, absolutely love it. And the thing about the AMG is it's quick, it's very quick. It's a 4-litre V8 twin turbo, and it's that quick. It's used as a Formula 1 safety car, or at least it was. I'm not sure what they use now. I've not seen Formula 1 in a couple of years, but it was used at one point as a Formula 1 safety car to basically pace for cars. And that's absolutely crazy. And it's a lovely car. I love this colour. It's brilliant green. And I'm around Dubai. Again, another fictional circuit. Doesn't really exist, although Dubai does. It's in the United Arab Emirates. And as you go around, you can see different parts of Dubai on this track. You've got the airport, you've got the mountain pass, you've got the world's tallest building, whose name completely and utterly eludes me. But coming up to the line, and it's another one in my bag. So there you go. One minute 17 seconds. Let's see what the time was. So 1 minute 17 versus 1 minute 22 in a Ford Falcon. So that's not too bad. I always wonder why these times are very slightly different, best lap compared to the total, when you're actually doing only one lap. But that will give me the pop-ups. You've made progress in manufacturer detail. I'm absolutely flying through these today. What's up next? Next, complete 2 laps at Long Beach Full in a Ford manufacturer car. Okay, let's get into it. Long Beach in a Ford. And I thought I'll take one of these new Formula Drift cars out for a spin. Up against a BMW there, looking really cool. But take this Ford Mustang. It's the drift version. It's been added into the garage recently. Went on to Forza and it was there for me to claim. I think it's free for everybody. I don't think it's like part of VIP or car pass or anything like that. But basically, having this, it's the drifty version of the Mustang, which is always a good drifting car anyway. So it does slide around a little bit more, so I think I might be able to have some fun with this next time I get a drifting challenge up. And of course, Long Beach, big famous track. So it's a Grand Prix track really, but they stopped using it for Formula 1 in about 1984, I think it was, to be replaced with NASCAR and kart racing. But again, this is quite an old track, and it's 1975, I think it first opened, and I think it's got the distinction of being the longest running street race track in the US. So being the longest running street racing track in the US is actually quite an achievement. So yeah, it's really good, really windy. Not quite sure why I decided let's try a drift car around it, because I can't build up any speed really to throw the back end out and see what I can do with it. But I thought, it's a Ford, it's new in my garage. Literally came into the garage probably 15 minutes before actually doing this race. When I first loaded Forza to have a look, see what the challenges were. And yeah, it's done really well. The RTR Mustang, 1 minute 34. Best lap against the BMW M6 GTLM, coming in at 137. I do like the M6, that's a lovely car. Gives me pop-ups. You've made progress in manufacture detail. You can see, for purposes of today, I'm going all retro spaceman, a bit of a tinfoil Cyberman sort of look, just because I can. Next up, win a race in a Volkswagen manufactured car. This will get me the Moto driver gear. So, Volkswagen. Might as well do something different. Let's have a look at a drag race. Nice and quick. I haven't done one in a while, so I'm in a Volkswagen Scirocco, one of the original hot hatches. Obviously going like a rocket. This has been tuned to quite a high level, so I thought, yeah, let's chuck it in a drag track. 8.7 seconds. Not a lot I can say on that one, but damn, it's quick. Let's have a look. Let's see what I'm up against. Okay, so I'm in a 1981 Volkswagen Scirocco against a Hennessy Venom. Told you it was quick. Told you I'd modded it. But I've made progress in manufacturer detail. And I've completed manufacturer detail. There you go, that's that. That's for the win. And let's go in and grab my prize from the Forzathon screen. So here you go. Moto driver gear. 2 wheels are all you need, particularly when going around corners. But yeah, that's another driver gear for the set. Like a lot of the others, I don't know if I've got it or not. I don't think I have got this one. Well, I have now, but all that's left is What a Life. 3 laps at the Nurburgring in a Koenigsegg car. So you join me at the Nurburgring on the Nordschleife, which is the North Loop. I did a quick fade, a little cross dissolve, into my 3rd and final lap. There is a very good reason why I've joined it on the 3rd and final lap. Partly because I just felt like doing it and just doing my last lap, because I think this is a lap I drove a little better than the other 2. And mostly because you may have noticed on this video there's little frame drops, little jitters. I've had an update on Windows 10, because I'm doing this on my PC. I've had an update on Windows 10 and it seems to have totally hit the games. Fortnite's going a bit bizarre. I'm dropping a lot of frames, it's lagging, although I've seen that on the Xbox, so it may be Epic servers, but certainly for Forza, playing offline, I am seeing frame drops, and if you just look at the top of the screen, you'll see it drops from 30 down to about 26 now and then when it jitters. And this lap is the lap with the least amount of jittering on, so it actually makes the best video. So this is why I'm using this. But I'm in my Koenigsegg. I'm in my 1-to-1, which is one of my favourite cars in the game. It's one of my favourite cars in Forza 6. It's one of my favourites on Forza 7. And it's actually a weird sort of concept track car. And this is a Koenigsegg Agera, but with some modifications. There's only 6 of these made at all. 6 in the world. I think 2 were shown at Geneva back in 2015 at the Motor Show. And the others are, I think they're just privately held, but they're not road legal, nowhere near. They're track cars only. Apparently the roof comes off, but you can't really store it anyway because you've got no boot space. Fantastic for a trip down the shops, right? But no, it's got a 5-litre twin-turbo V8 in it, same as the other cars in the Agera line. And it's called 1-to-1. The reason it's called 1-to-1 is because the way it's engineered to have an equal power to weight ratio. So what that basically means is that for every kilogram of weight you get the same amount of you get 1 unit of power out of it, which I don't claim to understand it. I'm not an automotive engineer, but it's some weird thing that they've done to do it. And if I remember watching some stuff on this a couple of years ago, they were saying that one of the ways they've done it is to cut the amount of fuel it can actually carry. It's only got quite a small fuel tank, so I imagine driving around like this, you might need to fill it up after a couple of laps. But since I don't have the fuel setting turned on this, I just have it on as just drive, baby, drive sort of thing. And I won't come into that problem, but no, it's like a really good car. I've knocked a mirror off already, but you know what they say about the Nurburgring? It's not a productive day if you don't bring your car home in bits. And talking of Nurburgring, this is the Nordschleife, however you pronounce it, the North Loop, which is a massive test track. This is used by most of the car manufacturers in the world: BMW, Audi, Mercedes, Ford. In fact, if you go around the track, I swear there's even a Kia painted on there, and you can see that there's chalk and stuff on the track marking out different things for tests. And yeah, it's mad. It's actually known as the Green Hell because it's quite a difficult track to drive around with its different inclinations, different chicanes, bends. You got uphill, downhill. It's one of those tracks which racing drivers do say is quite difficult. Sort of drive around does require a certain special skill. One which obviously it doesn't look like I've got on this at a minute, despite doing a lot of videos back in the day, doing hot laps and stuff like this of different cars around it, but I haven't done that for a while. I'm going to have to get back into doing that. But yeah, it's an old track, 1925 I think it was originally opened. And for a time, the Grand Prix circuit, which is not this is a North Loop, but the Grand Prix circuit is like a shorter version. And it alternated with Hockenheim for the German Grand Prix, but that's now lapsed, and I'm not 100% sure what's going on at the moment with it. I think Hock's still got it, but we'll have to have a look about that. But yeah, Nurburgring, Germany, classic, iconic track, stuff of dreams, stuff of nightmares. It's actually open to the public as well, which is quite funny because the amount of videos. I mean, you just look on YouTube, you have a look. There's loads of videos of people racing their Porsches and their M's around there and smacking the crap out of everything. But what makes me laugh is you can get these decals, get these stickers for your cars. It's got the Nordschleife route on there. It's got the track outline. And people are putting them on cars. I mean, I don't know about like America and Europe, but it's quite a big thing in Britain, particularly among like some like the boy racers, you know. And although I have seen them on family cars, what makes me laugh is you've got these decals on there with Nurburgring. And then people trying to make out thing, but oh yeah, I can drive around with Nurburgring. But when you look at what cars they're on like people carriers, right? You know, I think they're called minivans, like in the States. On people carriers, they're on clapped out 25-year-old, you know, Vauxhall cars, you know, stuff which, quite frankly, if you ever took it to the Nurburgring, that'd be the end of it. You'd be gone. Just like, you wouldn't stand a chance. It does make me laugh. You do get people with these cars which have got absolutely zero motorsport capability or any chance of performance, and you put in Nurburgring stuff on it. Although not quite as funny as a Vauxhall Astra I saw, where someone actually put an aftermarket M Power sticker, M Power badge on the back, which, yeah, on a clapped out Vauxhall Astra, you put a aftermarket, because BMW don't make these, a BMW Empower badge. It's not the M, the actual word Empower. But anyway, that was the lap. 7 minutes 1 in total. Well, per lap. It took me 21 minutes, 16 seconds in total, but 7 minutes as the best lap in McConaughey 1. Haven't been racing against anybody on that one simply because I had to restart the computer. Because, you know, it was lagging and having this. So I restarted it, and sometimes when you restart, it doesn't reset your opponents, your driver tires, but I've got the pop-ups on that anyway. And so I've done that into... So have a look at this. This is a reward screen. You may notice, for levelling up as a driver, I've been offered the 911 GT3 RS4 12, which is actually a car you get given for completing this Nurburgring challenge. So basically, to level up on it, I get the Porsche, and as soon as I go back to the Forzathon screen, I get the Porsche. So I end up with 2 of these. So you just got to love the way that Forza works sometimes. But you can see I've got the mods on, the double downs, because if I'm going to do 3 races around with Nurburgring, I might as well use some of my mods to try and get some stuff out of it. But I will claim this Porsche, because 1, it's free, 2, it gives me a bit of collector scores, and 3, I'm actually going for the 700 cars. I'm about 150 at the time recording away from hitting the 700 badge on my Xbox Live achievements. So I'm being a bit sad, and I think I'll go for a car on this one. So I'll end up with 2 Porsches. Why not? I don't think anyone's ever complained about having 2 Porsches, have they? So there you go, I've got it. Collector's value, 415. Roll around again. What I'll do is I'll probably go for a car on that, but let's go back into Forzathon. And I've got given a Porsche again. 2012 Porsche 911 GT3 RS 4.0. Rear vintage, 415. So basically I picked up 2 of them in the course of 1 race. Fantastic. So that's that, guys. That's this week's challenges. So what do you think about that? Do you want to leave me a comment, hit the like, hit subscribe to keep up to date with what I'm doing. So I've got some more stuff coming up in the next week or so with more Forza. I've got some stuff planned. This stuff is going to take me a bit longer to record. So that may be up in a couple of weeks, 2-3 weeks. But it's just stuff I want to try and do. So if you've got any suggestions on anything you want me to have a look at on Forza or anything else that I'm likely to have, give me a shout, let me know, and I'll have a look at it and see what I can do. But all that's left is to have a look at next week's challenges. Let's have a look at the headlines. Let's see what is on offer. So with next week coming up very quickly, we've got Stay Crunchy, just having a laugh, for 60,000 credits. Starting out, Back to Grassroots for the Paintball Driver Gear, and Tuner's Delight, Hand Me a Spanner, for the 2010 Ford Crown Victoria Police Interceptor. Okay, it's not bad. So, thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy and happy driving.